The very emotionally draining talk of cutting her off cold turkey, I called Sherry Clinton and made a date to see her in Modesto Sunday evening. Anyway, when the talk got to the point of me cutting off Sandia because it would only get worse, being that she wanted to get married so badly and I didn't, well, I was really having a hard time trying to keep from crying. So bad was I feeling, and being that I didn't want my family to see that I was on the verge of tears, I had to get up and leave. I ended up going to the library, which was closed. The Star Trek episode where Captain Kirk tries to convince a lady in love with the Greek god Apollo to turn against Apollo in order to bring their freedom went through my mind. And I remembered just how even watching that fictional story about rejection to be painful. Anyway, I thought it over. Instead of reading newspapers, I went to Thrifty's to see if the pictures of me and Sanya were developed yet. They were. And with watering eyes, I looked at pictures of me and Sanya in San Francisco, our latest fling together, realizing that I had just spent too much of my life with her already, and she with me, that I felt it would be total, soulless insanity on my part to do as Diana suggested. Instead, I prayed and came to the conclusion that I should be as upfront with Sandia as possible, and be truthful with not only her, but myself as well, which is to date other girls keeping Sandia in mind, and in a year after dating, like I've told Sandia many times before, see how I feel about marriage with her then. And maybe by then I'll really want to marry her. When I came back, I told my family that I couldn't cut her off cold turkey. That I spent a third of a year with her and loved her very much. I've decided to instead tell her what I was going to do. I was going to test to see if the vision of me she had was true about me being for her. By dating Sherry would be a testing. And tonight I called Sandia, telling her about Sherry and what I was planning. Believe it or not, Sandia took it incredibly well. As a matter of fact, it sounded as though she were taking it better than me. She told me that she was thanking me for all the good times we had. But when it came to marriage, we shouldn't get married unless we were really stable and really wanted to be married. Unless I were really stable and really wanted to be married to her. She also told me that I shouldn't go back and forth dating her, then dating Sherry. That for now it would only be with Sherry, until I know that either she or Sandia is the one for me. She also let it known to me that she thinks God put me in her life because she needed me, but that now it may be over and we will accept that, if it is. What it all came down to is Sanya really seemed to take the whole news better than I could give it. Near the end of our conversation, I felt tears come into my eyes again. A feeling that I may be killing the goose that lays the golden eggs also went through my mind. Anyway, I've been praying for Sandia lately, praying that God would bless her and bring joy into her life, either through God changing my mind, making me marrying her, or who knows what. Although what I was presenting her was hard to do, I let it known to her that of all the girls I've dated so far, she was the one I loved the best, and that my life was bleak and lonely until she came into it. Also held out the possibility that a year from now, I may be popping the question to her, because it's true, I may know what I want then. She then used the words She then used my words to me, the words, "We'll see." Anyway, I sure hope I've done the right thing. My family sure loves her, and she loves my family. She calls my daddy, she calls my dad, Daddy Ralph, over and after terms. November 29th, 1997, last Saturday night. A Saturday today. As I write this, I have a sick feeling within, like I might have murdered something wonderful. Anyway, when I came back from the library today, Grandma told me that Sanya had called. I wondered what about, being that she said that she would be calling. I called her up saying, "Namaste." The happiness in my voice quickly died out when she told me that all night long and all day she had been crying, that she couldn't sleep and felt like she was coming down with a fever. She started asking me for why I had rejected her. That here I was showing her so much love and affection, and now wanting to see other girls. She wondered if she was somehow cursed, being that her husband dumped her after 4 solid months of marriage, and here we were together for 4 months, and now this. She asked me if I had rejected her because she was married before. She said she was totally confused and feeling horrible. In what I tried to tell her, but found myself crying also as I tried to explain. As a matter of fact, throughout the day, I was crying on and off, thinking that I might have really hurt Sanya badly and might have ruined a good thing between us. I mean, if we do get back together, I doubt she will ever feel 100% trustful of me. I have a horrible feeling that the love and security she got from me is now totally destroyed and non-repairable. Realizing that may be the case just caused the tears to flow from me. But what really got me, what really broke my heart, stabbed me in the heart, stabbed me in my heart, was the fact that she had nothing in her life when I entered it, and through my love and attention, besides affection. I had given her something, hope for one thing, only to pull a rapture on her and yank her steak away from her starving dog's face, being that marriage and family means more to her than having the rapture take place. God, please let me have done the right thing. Anyway, I told her that I felt she had read a lot into my words and actions, that although I did love her, and still love her, that I really wasn't going to be thinking marriage